and gentlemen of the press, we have an occasion to address the nation and the members of the international community about these very historic elections in our country. We have raised issues which are of serious concern, not only to us, but to the people of this country. That this process must be transparent, must be free and fair. So what we are trying to do here is basically to help or assist the Electoral Commission to come out with a verdict that reflects the will of the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya have spoken, and they have spoken very loudly for change. Yes. And they don't want to be cheated at the desk here of what they have decided on. And that's the reason why it is important that the Electoral Commission should not let the people of Kenya down. We have had time to consult with the Commission for a long time this morning. And the Commission knows that a lot of doctoring of the results have been done here, right here, and the KICC. We have evidence, some of which we are going to present here and now, which basically confirms that the figures which the Commission are going to use to try to justify their decision are false figures and do not reflect the will of the people of Kenya. I would like to hand over to Honorable Ruto, and then I'll give another gentleman.
Gentlemen, I think it is important. I think it's important for all to realize that we are not joking. This is not child's play. We made a statement here about an hour and a half ago about certain constituencies where results have been doctored. This particular case, when we arrived here, the chairman of the commission had just read the results of Molo. We asked him to repeat those results, and he did. This is a copy of the document of the results, signed by the returning officer, Mr. Julius Bissem, who is very well known to me because he was our education officer in Eldoret. These results show clearly that Mwai Kibaki had obtained 55,755. The commission here had 75,000 plus. And the particular returning officer is in this building. He is willing to tell the commission that these figures here are the correct figures. The commission is unwilling to listen to its own officer and unwilling to act on its own documents. This is the kind of doctoring that we are talking about. It is happening right here in the commission offices. In fact, as Honorable Raila has said, there are officers of the commission who have refused to be part of the doctoring that is going on here. Many of them have left their offices and gone home. There is one brave gentleman who Honorable Raila is going to invite, who has decided to come out and tell the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present you here an officer of Parliament who was seconded by Parliament to come and work with the Commission here, and whose conscience does not allow him to see this reading going on. Mr. Kipkemoi Arab Kirui.
We're looking at live pictures coming in from Nairobi, Kenya, where the Electoral Commission was meeting to announce the official results of the election, the presidential election in Kenya, followed by a bit of scenes of chaos, followed by an impromptu press conference being given by Raila Odinga from the Orange Democratic Movement, in which he basically, him and one of his spokespersons, made the case for why the election results were forged. Well, I believe we still have with us Andrew Simmons. Andrew, what are you hearing now?
Well, I think I do have to point out that the Party of National Unity, which is also using this room on occasions, would dispute everything that was said there. Their point of view is, their allegation towards Raila Odinga is that he is hijacking this process and getting ahead of the official system, and also they are alleging, and I use that word without any equivocation, they are alleging that he is inciting his supporters. Now, the ODM line on this is that Kibaki has been involved in election fraud. They're making that allegation. Now, the PNU themselves are alleging that they're not happy with the results, that there has been intimidation from the ODM. So we have a position here that I think the only way we're going to be really clear on this is when we hear from the Electoral Commission of Kenya and when we hear from the international observers. And obviously the international observers aren't going to speak ahead of the Electoral Commission announcing the official results. So this is a somewhat farcical position whereby this room should be used by the Electoral Commission of Kenya to give results, but it's being used as a media platform for the two opposing parties. It's a very odd situation. It's a very serious situation because the Kenyan public are watching this, as they are, many of them, watching this report now. What are they to make of it? It's incredibly confusing. It's been badly managed. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. The question is, what level of fraud has been involved? Is it small or is it big? Sammy.
Andrew, you're in the heart of this. You're in the Electoral Commission room where all this is going on. Give us a little feeling for what the mood is like there now. What are the supporters of Mwai Kibaki saying and doing at this point, if it's at all clear to you?
Well, the way the dynamics work here is that ODM, as you saw earlier in our live coverage, people rushed out as the Electoral Commission chairman, Samuel Kivuitu, withdrew with a security bodyguard. He withdrew, and then ODM came in. Now, it's very likely that once this is all over, ODM will move out and PNU will move in. And now we've had a situation here where we wanted some political debate on our programming. We cannot engage both parties on the same broadcast because they simply don't want to appear in the same place together. It's got that bitter and twisted now. So we're in a situation right now where we are still waiting for the official results to be declared. Sammy.
Quite, as you put it, quite an odd and difficult situation with these makeshift press conferences, none of which were scheduled, now taking place. What about the Electoral Commission? Are their officials saying anything about when they might convene again? When they might announce the official results?
We have our Al Jazeera staff in contact with them now, or trying to make contact with them, and the Electoral Commission